So now on these parts you wanted to have the laser oxide removed. On thick parts like this cut with a high power laser, that can be very difficult. Sorry. We put these wire brushes. These wire brushes, as they hit the part, they hit the side and then they brush by pushing down. But if you have a little bit of step in here, like you have from your laser cut, in that indentation in the bottom, very often you don't get a very good and clean result. And we tested this, and we only have one of these belts, so when we run the part, we would have to run it first like this, and then like 180 degrees, so that we come in from both sides, like if we had two belts on the machine. And then of course we cannot set this so low that it touches the conveyor belt. If we touch the conveyor belt, then you will destroy this conveyor belt very, very quickly. So it really only works with thicker material. I would say at least 1/4 inch and up. Other than that, we need to go to a machine that is, like I say, specifically built for these brushes, where the conveyor belt goes in, then there's a gap, then there are some support rolls, and then there's another gap for the back belt, and then a conveyor belt leading out. The thing, so there I can set the brushes deeper into the material, even so if they are temporarily in thinner materials going below the bottom surface. However, then the minimum part size on a machine like this is 6 to 8 inches, depending on how wide it is, so that it gaps over this opening on the bottom underneath the belt. So anyway, I will just, to demonstrate to you what that looks like, I'll run the machine. We didn't even take the back belt off, so we're going to get a little bit of edge rounding on top of it. And even with the brushes like this, the side forces are a lot higher. And normally, a machine with just wire brushes runs at about 11 meters per second, where this here runs at about 7 meters per second. So the speed for standing block is lower than what you would normally run for wire brushes. So there's a compromise. I will show you here. This is a brush where I tested before. You see a remaining line in here. You see a wider remaining line in here, also in here. By the way, if you remove 50 to 70% of the oxide and you are clean toward the edges, you have a paintable part. So this part would be perfectly paintable. On this edge, for whatever reason, we cleaned it up almost completely. Very nice. And of course you almost get nothing in these smaller holes here. So here you see the part coming out. It cleaned the surface, and because it cleaned the surface also, we have a little bit of a radius edge because I kept the belt on, the sanding belt on in the back, which you normally can't do because both brushes are new right now. They have similar length, so that is possible here. And you see that we removed the material going into here, but not really beyond the step, where in here we cleaned it almost all the way to the bottom on that side. And then here, hard to see. Oh, this side we haven't run yet, so that we need to do next. So now we need to go like this in order to do the opposite side, because the belt is only grinding right to left. So it's a simulation of what the actual process would be like, of course. But I don't know, I'm not sure that I want to encourage you to do this on the machine, because the other issue with this is oxide removal is extremely dirty. You will have a machine in black stuff within months of running parts like that, if you run any volume. And that stuff does not come off the machine. You have it in the conveyor belt, you have it everywhere in the machine, and it may transfer to your tank. Here's the other side now. Okay. And now we need to do the same exercise from this side. You're running about 2.5 feet a minute with wire brushes, especially if you don't have the wire speed that you normally should have. You're going to be at a very slow feed rate. And even in thicker materials like this half-inch, even on double-sided machines where you really can go into it, typical feed rates are 36 inches and below, all the way down to 18 inches a minute to get it good. So this was this side. Now we need to do this side. So this is 2 feet per minute. Actually, it's not even 2.5 feet per minute. It's 2 feet per minute. And I'm already quite happy that the parts are holding. So this is 2 feet per minute. Wire brush. And then of course on the back side we had a regular sanding block. But that is not a practical application because as they wear in and come to different lengths, you cannot do that. Okay, and here I'll give you a view again of the edges. We removed quite a bit of oxide, but not all of it. And that is not necessary. Yeah, and especially in this area here, where you are in that dip of that step, you sometimes cannot cleanly remove it. Here again we have a lot, and here we have less, especially here in the rounding. But even that would paint fine with paint adhesive.